Everyone's good? All right, here we go. All right, so today we are on our next lesson. We're on lesson 11.6, I believe. Yep, 11.6. This one is called Count Patterns, or Count Using Patterns all the way up to 100. Okay? All right, so here's our video. Listening ears are ready. Your eyes are up here. We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, get ready for the video here. It's going to start.
You can use a chart to find missing numbers. What do you see? Part of a 100 chart is there. What is this called?
A row.
It is a row.
Very good. Make sure you know the difference. A row and a
What
column.
is this called?
A column.
It is a column. A column goes up and down. A row goes across.
Okay, make sure we know that.
How can you use the numbers 61 and 63 to find out what number is missing?
61 and 63. Why would I use those two numbers to help me figure out what's missing, Jenna?
Because you can count up and take the sixes away.
Wait, say that again. You can do what?
You can count up and take the sixes away.
Oh, so you're saying I knew the sixes were missing? I can figure out what number? So our one spot is what we look at, right? So in this row, what do they all start with? Except for the 70. Braden.
Six.
A 6. So we're in the 60s, right? They all start with a 6. But if you look at the number on the right in your one spot, okay? All here in this column, they all start with a what?
One.
A 1. Okay, everyone can answer. What about in this column?
A two.
They have a 2. So this number is going to be what? Who can raise their hand and tell me? What's this number going to be? Oh, a lot of hands. Wonderful. Everyone say it.
62.
62. Good, because it's 60. We're in this row, 60s. And the column tells me it's 62. Okay, well, let's see what they want us to do here to find the missing number. Here we go. Complete the chart by placing each number in the correct position. Okay, so I've got the number 62, 77, 85, 93, and 98. Okay, you told me that up here, what number goes here?
62.
62. Uh-oh.
62.
62. Get it right in there. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next row. What do these all start with? Well, so we're in the 70s, right? So what number is going to go here? So we're at 70. What though? Look at the column. 70 what then?
77.
77. See how they all have a 7 on the ones column? So this is 77. Very good. Okay, let's look over here. What row are we in now? Evelyn, we're in the what? 80s. So 80, and here's my missing spot. 80 what? Caitlin?
5.
85. So do you see the 85? 80, it starts with an 8, ends with a 5. So everyone say that number, 85.
85.
Okay. All right, now in the bottom row, we have two numbers missing. Okay, so what are my two numbers that are left, Ben?
93, 98.
Very good. So in this row, we're going to be in the 90s. Okay? So who can tell me which number is going to go here? When you look at the column, this is going to be 90 what, Jacob? 93. Very good. So 93 goes here. So that leaves me with what, everyone?
98.
98. And do they all match the pattern?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're looking for. Use the row to tell you what you're in. Are you in the 80s? Are you in the 70s? Are you in the 40s? Are you in the 30s? But then use the column to tell you, well, what's my second number going to be? What's the number on the right? Okay? You guys see how we use that to help us today? Okay, so rows and columns, super important.
You can figure out the number in between. What number belongs between 61 and 63?
Go ahead and say it.
62 belongs between 61 and 63. What number comes just after 70? 71 comes just after 70. What number comes just before the missing number?
Ooh, what number comes right before it?
84 comes just before the missing number.
Keep your eyes up there and pay attention.
What number comes just after the missing number? 86 comes just after the missing number.
After the missing number. Here, after the missing.
85 is missing. You used a 100 chart to find the missing number.
Okay, great job, guys. All right, so get your name on this paper, please. Name on top. We have our hundreds chart in front of us. We're going to be doing a couple different things here. They want us to find some things, so let's take a look. The lights on. Okay, you guys ready? All right, listen up to the question.
You look at the chart. You know 21 comes just after 20. Draw a circle around the numbers that come just after each decade number. How do you know you are correct? What patterns do you see?
Okay, all right, so they said we know that if we counted 20, what comes right after 20? Will? 21. Okay, so they said after every decade number, what's the number that comes right after it? Okay, so let's start up here with our first decade number, which is what number, everyone? 10. Okay, so what comes right after 10, Jenna? 11. So let's go ahead and let's circle 11. All right, what's my next decade number after 10? Remember, my decade numbers are the ones that all end with zeros, and we're counting by tens, right? So what's my next decade number, Alina? 20. What comes right after 20, Alina? 21. Very good. So 21. Okay, my next decade number, Evelyn, what is it? 30. What comes right after 30, Evelyn? 31. Go down to the next row. Right at the beginning here. 31. Do you see a pattern here so far? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. What's my next decade number after 30? Caitlin? No. My next decade number. After 30 comes, count by tens. 30, 40. So what number comes right after 40 though? Not decade numbers. If I'm counting by ones, what comes right after 40? 41. Very good. Okay, my next decade number after 40, okay, when I count by tens, is what, Riley? 50. Okay, when I'm counting by ones though, Riley, what comes right after 50? 51. Good. Okay, what comes after my next decade number? 60. What number am I going to circle now, Will? 61. Okay, so 60. Next is what, Valentina? What's my next? 70. What comes right after 70 though? Very good. Okay, we're almost there. My next decade number, Victoria?
80.
What comes right after 80?
81.
81. Okay, my next decade number would be what, Brayden? 90. It comes right after 90. 91. Awesome. What pattern did we just see? What do you see is happening here? What did we circle, Alina? Okay, they all have a 1 in them. Okay, they all have a 1 inside, in the ones column, right? All right, so we circled the first number, except for the number 1, because there's not a decade number that comes before 1, right? Okay, so all these numbers here in this column that end with a 1. Okay, so let's say these numbers. We circled 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91. Okay, everyone's got it? Okay, what do you need, Jenna? Oh, and your tens column goes up by 1 too, right? So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah? Okay, Sam, you have something else?
How about 0?
What do you mean 0? Which one?
Is a decade number.
Well, 0 is not a decade because it's actually after once you have 10. 10 is a decade. So increments of 10. So 0 is just 0. It's nothing. So it wouldn't be a decade number. Okay? You have to start with 10. It's a good idea, I thought. Okay, everyone lift and turn to the next page. Oh, yes. Yes. If it wasn't there, I'd be like, okay. Okay, so the board is not gonna be taking too much today. Okay. All right, guys, hopefully this is gonna be working here. Sometimes, you know, the board doesn't wanna do anything. All right, well, let's take a look. Take a look at the bottom though. Okay, so they already did number 1 for you. If you guys take a look. So what number comes after 6? Do you see it there? They kind of wrote it in. What is it, Caitlin? 7. So trace over the 7. Guys, down here, number 1. Okay, down here. So trace the 7. What comes after 7? Braden. 8. Trace the 8. And then what comes after 8, Jacob? 9. Okay, so see how they're just filling in those missing numbers? Oh, here it comes. All right. Back in business. Okay, so they did that for you. We're just filling in some missing numbers in the beginning here. Okay, but let me ask you. Those missing numbers were in from left to right. So they were in a what? Who can tell me? What's the word I'm looking for? They were all in a what, Riley? No, left to right. Those numbers are in a, starts with an R, in a row. Okay, now look at number 2. Do you see the numbers that are missing? They're going top to bottom, so that means they're in a what, Will? A column, top to bottom, okay? So, take a look at what number comes between 4 and 6. What's between 4 and 6, Victoria?
5.
5. Okay, trace the 5. All right, what number is between 14 and 16, Ben? 15. So trace that. So it goes 5, 15. And remember, guys, it's like we're adding 10 to it, right? The 10s column, that's why the 10 columns goes up. Okay, so if you continue the pattern, think about it. Between 24 and 26, and follow the pattern. 5, 15, what would come next, Finn? 25, okay? So there's a 2 in front, and then the 5 goes next. Okay, so remember, we're using rows, left to right, and columns to help us find those missing numbers. Okay, flip the whole thing over. All right. So here's what they want us to do. Do you see how there's these numbers in these different rows here? So I'm going to kind of do this one with you just so you kind of get an idea. I don't want you to get confused. Evelyn, just flip the whole thing over. Now, don't turn a page. You got to flip the whole thing over, okay? Come on, guys. Been here for 113 days. It's the same thing every day. Flip the whole thing over. There we go. We're at number 3. Get Braden, you too. Flip the whole thing over. The whole thing. There we are. Okay. Hold on, Finn. So you guys are going to count, say your numbers, and then we have to fill in, find out which numbers go here. But then look at, once we do that, we have to say, okay, well, did we use the numbers 66, 76, 86? Or did we use the numbers 66, 68, 69? Or 66, 67, 68? So I want you right now, see if you can fill in those missing numbers. Say the numbers in that top row. See if you can write in the missing numbers for me, Evelyn. Okay? So you have 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Keep writing them in. And then pencils down when you're ready. Okay. Got it, guys? Pencils down when you're ready. Okay, so let me ask you. Did you use these numbers? 66, 76, 86? Yes or no? No. Thumbs down? Okay. What about 67, 68, 69?
No.
Oh, no. So you use 66, 67, 68?
Yeah.
All right, so guess what? You're going to circle these 3 numbers. They're going to circle those 3. Those are the ones we should have written in our blanks. Everyone do that? Okay, yes, Ben, what do you need?
Why are you shaded?
They're shaded just because it's a little bit easier to see, because it's kind of confusing to just see if all those numbers were just up there to see them. They're trying to show you that they want you to look at each row of numbers. Okay, it's just there to kind of help. Evelyn, right? I'm this way, okay? Push your chair in. Thank you. I'm sure you're up here with us. Okay, look at this now. Number 4, it's not the row. Evelyn, no. Please stop doing that, okay? It's from top to bottom. We're looking at the column now. So think about it. What number, look at these numbers. See how these in the one spot, they all end with a 2? These end with a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. All these numbers in the beginning here, what are they going to end in? What's going to be the number on the right, Brayden? No? Well, let me ask this, I guess. If we don't know what this pattern is here, guys. What number comes before 42? Before you say 42, you're going to have what number, Victoria?
43.
No, 43 is right here. That's if I'm counting up. 42, 43, 44. But what number goes here? Caitlin?
41.
41. Okay, so write that in. 41. So we're in the 40s in that row, but in the column, it ends with a 1. Okay? So what number is going to go here? These are all 40s, but then when I go to the next row, they're all going to be what, Dean? 50s. And it's going to end in a, what's going to be my second? A 1. So it's what number? 51. See that, guys? See how they all, the second number or one's column, they all end in a 1 in that column. So, see the pattern. 41. 51. What's my last number going to be, Alina? 61. Very good. 61. Okay, so now let's take a look at our numbers. Did we write in or are missing numbers 41, 42, 43?
No.
No, thumbs down. What about 41, 51, 61?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just wrote that in. 41, 51, 61. So we're going to circle the middle row of numbers. That's the one that we used. Do you guys see the pattern though? That we wrote in? Okay. All right, take a look at number 5. Erase off. Way too big of a circle. You're only circling 41, 51, 61. That's it. What number did we use? Circle it. It's circling. Something that you can do. Okay. All right, so let me ask you this. Are we looking at numbers in a row, left to right, or in a column, top to bottom? Finn? Where are numbers missing? Column, okay? Oh, it's the last column. So what numbers always go in the last column? Do you guys remember, Riley? What are those numbers we talk about, guys, when we count by tens? The what numbers? The When we add 10, Victoria? The decade numbers. The decade numbers, okay? All right, so let's do this. What comes after 39? 38, 39, Brayden? 40, so let's write it in. So 40. Now look at, we can just count by tens now, can't we? So what comes after 40? We're gonna count by tens here. 40, what comes next, Valentina? No, 41's over here. Remember, we're going from top to bottom. We're going to add 10. We're thinking about what comes after 49. 48, 49, 50. 5, 0. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. 5 and a 0. So 40, 50. What's the bottom one here, Ben? 60. There you go. 6 and a 0. Okay, so which set of numbers did we put in there? 40, 50, 60? Yeah, look at that first one. So circle this set of numbers. 40, 50, 60. Circle it. Everybody. Ella, circle it. Stop looking out the windows, please. Okay, and now for number 6. Look at this. We've got 1 missing up here, and then we've got 2 missing down here. Okay, so careful. 27, 28, 29. What goes next here, Jacob? 27, 28, 29. And you count what comes next. These all start with a 2, but the next row they're all going to start with a 3. So 28, 29. What's that? 30. There you go. So 30 is a 3 and a 0. Let's write that in. Okay. Now think about it. What comes right after 30? Right down here, we're going to write it in. What comes right after 30, Alina?
31.
31. All right, matches our column here too, 31. And after that would be what, Jenna?
32.
32. Oops. That's weird.
32.
Okay, so now we're going to circle our set of numbers. We put in 30, 31, 32. You guys see that set right here?
Yeah.
Is this it?
No.
20, 30, 40, 28, 29, 30?
No.
30, 31, 32?
Yeah.
There it is. So circle those 3 numbers. Those are the 3 that we used to fill in our blanks. Okay, you guys kind of getting it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's flip it over, or let's turn, I should say, to the back. Let's see what we can do with this one.
Oh, my
Okay, so let's see if you guys can figure this out, okay? Go ahead, number 7. Write in the numbers that come after 97. You're in a row here. 95, 96, 97, go ahead and keep going. Remember, you're in the 90s.